Hey guys, it's Kyle, and I'm back for another video of what it's like having solar panels in Michigan. And we just got our August bill, which is for July activity, and it was a pretty good month as far as production goes, just because it's July. But we still haven't been meeting production that we've been wanting to get, so I'll go over, what that's like, talking to the company who did our solar panels, everything like that. So we'll hop into the numbers. All right, so as you can see, just like I do with every other bill summary here, I have it broken out in columns A and B, which is the exact date that our bill is from with the kilowatt hours generated each day. So as you can see, bill is from 628 to 729, generated 470 kilowatt hours, which attributed to about $37, exactly $37.85. So still a pretty good credit, but you can see, the amount due was $62.82. So with having solar panels, that's not where we want to be. That is, pretty high, but it also was a very hot month, so it can be explained. But just looking at the chart down here, you can see, in August last year compared to August this year, we did have more usage. We did start using the AC a little bit more, so not surprised by that by any means. And then, also it's worth noting that this distribution charge of $36.29, that makes up more than half the bill. And that's being billed at that 7 cents rate. And when you compare it to last year, it was at that 0.64. So it is a little bit higher of a charge now. And they did that because they allowed you to start using, and this is when I say I know why they did this, I don't know, but my hunch is that they did this because they allow you to get more solar panels than you used to be able to get. You go up to 110% of your prior year energy, and then they allow you to use the credit for any of these charges, but they didn't used to do that in the past. So I think that's why they amped up some of these. I could be wrong. I don't work at Consumers by any means, so just wanted to note that. Um, but yeah, still happy we have them, everything like that. But I did want to go through what my conversation was like with the company who installed our solar panels. So we, as it stands right now, we have 8 in-phase solar panels with 8 IQ8 plus microinverters. And that when we signed the contract with them, they were supposed to provide 80% of the total that we used over the last over the last year's average. So that average ended up being about 404 per month. So 80% of that is 323. So if you look at our average, which I have all the data here for the last year, it's really at that 290. So it's still below that 80%. Ends up being pretty close to about 70%. So definitely not where we want to be. And I had reached out to the solar company just explaining this to them, and at first they were a little bit reluctant to agree, but it didn't take much convincing once they saw the same numbers I did, and they're like, "Hey, we want to make it right," which was great, very nice of them, and they're going to get us up to the 80%. So very excited about that. But what it means is they have to add another panel. So we'll basically, instead of having 8, we're gonna have 9 up there, and they're all landscape orientation on our roof right now. We're gonna throw one in the middle on the side, and a portrait. So it should still look pretty good, and it's also on the side of the house, so you don't see it much anyway. But still very excited to see what that will look like in terms of, they'll have to get that approved by the HOA. They're going to install it for free for us, and that's also going to be, it might be a couple months until we start seeing the results from that. So excited to see how that affects our bill. Hopefully we get a little bit better results with it going forward, and yeah, we can only hope. So this obviously has nothing to do with the amount of usage that we're using. We did use more than typical for us this time of year, so that is pretty much why the bill is so high. But I'll go through the numbers the way I usually do at the bottom here. So when we look at our in-phase data, we had 470 generated kilowatt hours, and then the self-generated outflow on the bill was 332. So that's the amount that we're actually selling back to consumers. And we subtract that out, it gives us a total used while producing of 138. So that's the amount that basically you can add back to your bill to show what you would have paid if you didn't have solar panels. So we had our total charge of 488 plus that amount we can add back, total use while producing. It gives us a bill, what we would have had of 626, which I have a chart over here to kind of estimate it. So when you use that chart and use the estimation, it looks like we would have had a bill about $120. So still pretty high if we didn't have solar panels, and definitely saved, almost half that just by having them. So very happy with that. Our current bill was for $62.82, saved 57 from having the panels. We still have that current payment for our solar panels. It's just, being financed right now. They do allow you to do 0% down, which we took advantage of. We will pay it off eventually, but since we still have that amount that we have to pay every month, we end up having an extra paid of $28.82. So we will be getting, like I said, that free panel should make these numbers a little bit better. It's still going to work out, for our benefit in the long run. Still looking about that 10 to 12 year payoff for having the panels. But yeah, so overall, still very happy that we have them. It's just, a matter of getting the production right, making sure you get a good deal on them, all that good stuff. So it is still worth it. And hopefully have some better results for you guys next month. All right. Thanks for listening, guys.